Hey guys, it's your boy Kage coming back at you with another video, and you guys know what this is. It's what if Deku had Danny Phantom's powers. So let's jump right into this. I know you guys have been waiting for this for a really long time. So let's just do it. Okay guys, we're done with that intro, so let's jump right into this what if. So we start off when Deku is about 3, 4, or 5, around that age, around preschool age. And so Deku's mom decides to take Deku over to their relative's house, and this relative is going to be Deku's aunt or uncle, I can't really decide. But once they get over there, everyone's having a good time. And Deku's mother realizes that he's the only kid there, so she tells him that he can explore the house and see what's going on. So Deku is walking around the house, and then he sees a door opening to the basement. And so Deku walks in there, he walks downstairs, and then he sees this odd machine. And Deku looks at it, and he thinks, and Deku being a little boy like that, he sees a button, and he wants to push the button. So Deku walks into the machine and he pushes the button. And then suddenly there's a flash of green light. And all Deku can remember from this moment is that there's a flash of green light and his body felt really strange. So Deku walked up to the bathroom and he looked in the mirror and he saw that his eyes had gone from a normal green to like a glowing green and his hair had turned white. And he looked down to see the rest of his body, and it was invisible. He could see right through it, but he could still see like the relative outline of it. She was thinking, what's happening to my body? Am I awakening my quirk? So Deku tells his mom that he wants to go home because he doesn't feel so good. And once they get home, Deku tells his mom about how his body was feeling weird and how his hair had turned white and how his eyes had started glowing green. So Deku's mother takes him to the quirk doctor and he examines him. And when he examines Deku, he realizes that Deku doesn't really have a quirk. And he asks Deku to explain what happened, but Deku's kind of scared of telling them about the machine, so he only tells them about his hair being white and how he could see through his hand and how his eyes were glowing green. And the quirk doctor didn't see any signs of a quirk in Deku, so he just thinks that this is Deku's imagination, and Deku's mother agrees with this. So Deku and his mother go home, and then Deku shows his mother his quirk. Well, he doesn't do it on command. He was eating breakfast one day, and then he starts passing through the floor, and he tells his mom to grab onto him, and she's thinking, "Is this your quirk?" And he says, "Yes, this is what I was trying to tell you." And then she looks at his eyes, and they are glowing green. Looks at his hair, and it is white. So then she thinks, what's happening to this kid? He doesn't have a quirk, so what could be happening? So she doesn't know it. She just thinks that this is a rare instance where Deku has a quirk, but he doesn't have that distinguishing trait where he still has 2 joints in his pinky toe. And she doesn't want Deku to be experimented on or anything, so she doesn't tell anyone about this. So Deku goes to school, and he shows everyone his quirk. And they think, it's just a simple quirk where his hair turns white and his eyes turn green. And Deku can't show everyone the other abilities of his quirk because he has kind of anxiety, and he doesn't really have anxiety. It's just he can't activate his quirk on command at this point. So so from here on out, Deku's quirk, well, not Deku's quirk, everyone views Deku as relatively the same. He just has a useless quirk. So here we skip up to where Deku and Bakugo are in middle school, and Bakugo is bullying Deku, and he blows up his notebook and throws it out the window. Now this angers Deku, and it pushes him off the edge. So Deku actually goes on full ghost, and this is the first time he's activated the full power of his quirk in front of someone. So he turned into a ghost right in front of Bakugo, and Bakugo is getting extremely scared because not only is the kid with the useless quirk flying right now, his eyes are glowing green, like a bright green. His hair is like ghostly white, and he feels this weird chill in the room. And this is like terrifying Bakugo. And Deku says in like a distorted, scary voice, "Don't ever mess with me again or else you'll face the consequences." And Bakugo is just terrified by this. And he takes off running. And he heeds Deku's warning, and he doesn't bully Deku again. So Deku Deku goes to school the next day, and he announces to the class that he's going to be going to UA. Now Deku does this earlier than how he does in the anime because he feels confident now. So he announces to the class he's going to UA, and everyone starts laughing at him. The kid with the quirk that only allows his eyes to glow green and his hair to turn white, everyone just doubts him. But Bakugo tells him, "No, guys, don't underestimate him." And everyone's really confused by this because Bakugo really doesn't give people credit. But they just go with the flow and they accept Bakugo's, whatever Bakugo says, because in their eyes, Bakugo's basically a god. Not really a god, but you guys know what I mean. And so yeah, Deku is going home. He decides to take a shortcut one day, and he's walking through that alleyway, and he feels something on his left foot and looks down to see that the sludge villain had grabbed onto him. And Deku turned his foot intangible for the first time on command this time, and he pulled his foot through. And then the sludge villain tried to grab onto him like fully, and Deku just slipped through again. And then the sludge villain is thinking, how am I ever going to get this kid? And then Deku starts floating in the air. And then the sludge villain starts saying, "Oh kid, you're dead." And Deku's like really scared by this. And so Deku he falls down to the ground because the sludge villain had scared him out of using his quirk. So he actually grabbed onto him this time. And Deku was in like a real life or death situation at this time. So he was really, really scared. And then Deku started trying to scream. And then out of nowhere, the sludge villain just blasts off of him. Now the scream was like extremely loud. So this is Deku's first time using the ghostly wail, but he didn't realize it. And Deku was using this scream to blast the sludge villain off of him. And the sludge villain was just writhing in pain from just the sheer noise of this, from the sheer noise of his scream. And this is when All Might appears, and he looks down to see that Deku, this kid, had just taken out the sludge villain with just a scream. And he asked Deku if he's okay. And Deku was just extremely scared by this moment. So he floats down back to the ground, and he reverts back to his human form. And he walks up to All Might and says, "Yeah, I'm okay." And then he asks All Might to sign his new hero notebook. And All Might does. And then All Might bottles up the sludge villain and jumps away. But then Deku grabs on to All Might, and All Might is forced to land on a rooftop. And Deku asks All Might if he can become a hero even though he can't control his quirk. And All Might says, "Well, sure you can if you just give that strong quirk of yours just a few more months or years of training." And Deku is like he's really happy by this because his favorite hero had just told him that he can become a really good hero if he just trains his quirk. So Deku walks away, and he starts thinking of ways that he can control his quirk. But before he can leave, All Might asks Deku what his quirk is. And Deku says he doesn't really know, and his quirk allows him to do a bunch of different things. He tells him how his eyes glow green, he tells him how his hair turns white, and how he can turn invisible, fly, and his new recent power that he just found out about, how he can use the ghostly wail. So All Might says, if you don't know where your quirk is, that sounds an awful lot like a ghost quirk. And Deku's thinking, a ghost quirk? I don't have a ghost quirk. And then he starts thinking about it. He starts thinking about how all those abilities that he has now, and how he can't really control it, and how people are scared of him, or now Bakugo is scared of him. And he starts thinking, yeah, I think I really do have a ghost quirk. So he starts walking home. And then he hears a loud boom. And he rounds an alleyway to see that Bakugo was being attacked by the very same sludge villain. And then he thinks back to how could the sludge villain be out right now? And then he realizes that when he grabbed onto All Might, he must have knocked out of his pocket. So then Deku feels really, really guilty about this, and he rushes in to save Bakugo. And the sludge villain is thinking, "Kid, you messed with me the first time, but I'm not going down this time." And so he tries to grab onto Deku, but then he uses the ghostly whale, and he blasts the sludge villain off of Bakugo. And Bakugo was thinking, "Oh no, it's Deku again. What's he gonna do now?" And Bakugo was surprised to see that Deku had just pulled him out, and he's saving him. And Bakugo was just thinking, "What is up with this kid?" Before now, he had just had that quirk where his eyes glow green and his hair turns white. And then he scared me, and he told me never to mess with him again. And now he's saving me with a scream? What is up with this kid? And so Deku, so All Might appears, and he bottles up the sludge villain again. And he awards the two kids, like, not a Medal of Honor or anything. He just talks to them, and he tells them that they really acted like heroes today. And so Bakugo's walking home, and he tells Deku that he doesn't owe him anything. And Deku kind of expected this, but he told Bakugo that he doesn't have to be scared of him anymore. He's telling him that he's starting to control his quirk now. And Bakugo he just takes this with a grain of salt and says, "Yeah, okay, you go do that." And so Deku starts walking home again, thinking that, wow, he really acted like a pro hero today. And then All Might appeared. And All Might tells him that he really acted courageously today. And Deku thanks him. And then he starts going home. And then All Might asks Deku, before he leaves, if he's going to UA. And Deku says, "Yeah, I'm thinking about applying." And All Might says, "Good, I'll see you there." And Deku's saying, "What are you talking about?" And All Might reveals to Deku that he's actually going to be working at UA. And he tells him that he's going to be seeing firsthand how Deku has really trained his quirk in these 10 months. And Deku just gets really, really excited. So he goes home, and now he knows that he really does have to train his quirk, because now he knows for sure that he's going to be seeing his number one hero, All Might. Well, not his number one hero, but you guys know what I mean. His favorite hero. Now he knows he's going to be seeing him on like a daily basis. So Deku, he knows that he's going to have to like start pulling himself together and really train his quirk if he wants to impress All Might. So that's going to be it for this What If, guys. Please comment down below if you want part 2. Well, no, don't comment down below. I'm going to be putting up an iCard. So vote if you guys want part 2. And I've been noticing that my What If Deku had the Byakugan What If has been getting like low views. So I'm going to be putting up another poll, which you guys should be seeing right now. And vote if you guys want to see What If Deku had the Byakugan Part 7, or what if Deku was a waterbender from Avatar The Last Airbender, because right now that's the What If that's winning from the question that I asked you guys in my last What If. So yeah, vote if you want Part 7 or Part 1 of What If Deku was a waterbender. And then, guys, just a quick update. For my what ifs, please don't, like, you guys can still tell me what if suggestions, but like, I've been getting, my table is like full for what ifs, so I can't really do any right now. But I'm thinking about making a Discord server, so comment down below if you want that. And then that's where you guys can really connect with me about like your what if ideas, and that's where I'll really be taking your what if ideas. So vote in that iCard up above if you guys want me to create a Discord. And yeah, guys, bye.
Kumite wa owari. Kakashi no kachi da ne.